Were you shattered to learn about the departure of Bridgerton's beloved Duke of Hastings? Do you think that Rege-Jean Page left for a bigger role? What will this mean for Daphne's character? Stay tuned to find out what could really happen to the Duke of Hastings in the upcoming Season 2 of Bridgerton. Fans everywhere were shocked when it was recently revealed that Bridgerton's very own Duke of Hastings will not be returning for Season 2, which is due to start filming this spring. While not being a completely unknown actor before taking on the role of the Duke, it's no secret that this Netflix show dramatically increased Page's popularity when Season 1 became an instant success. Fans were quickly drawn into the series and fell head over heels for the love story of the Duke and Daphne Bridgerton. So what will happen to his character now that he has no plans to return? Going off book. Because the Netflix original show became an instant success with audiences everywhere, some may have forgotten that it's actually based on a series of books by romance author Julia Quinn. The first, The Duke and I, is centered around the romantic relationship between Daphne Bridgerton and, yep, you guessed it, the dashing Duke of Hastings. Of course, we already know that the first season followed the same story. But will this be the same for Season 2? News has already been released that Season 2 of the hit show will follow the eldest Bridgerton brother, Anthony, as he decides it's time to settle down and try to have a family of his own. But is this story the same in the books? With 8 Bridgerton books already out, each one follows a different member of the Bridgerton family, with the second one, The Viscount Who Loved Me, to be the inspiration for the second season. With Daphne and the Duke both making appearances during the second book, fans are now questioning how this will be changed now that Rege has been confirmed not to return. Daphne without the Duke. Rege-Jean Page is so far the only cast member that isn't coming back for the second season, meaning that audiences should relax knowing that all their other favorites are safe to return, including the leading lady of the first season, Phoebe Dynevor, as Daphne Bridgerton. But surely, now a young woman with a husband and a child, Daphne won't be able to return without the Duke. Yet in fact, she is. The official announcement reads, Daphne will remain a devoted wife and sister, helping her brother navigate the upcoming social season and what it has to offer. More intrigue and romance than my readers may be able to bear. It has been confirmed that Phoebe will reprise her role as Daphne as she attempts to help her brother find love and his own happy ending. But what will she say about her missing husband? Will he just be away or unavailable for the whole season? What reasons will she have for his absence? Well, we can only hope that nothing has happened to him, giving way for him to return for a cameo at a later date. We have to wonder what it'll be like to see Daphne back on screen, but this time without her dashing Duke at her side. The next Duke. After the finale of Season 1, fans of Quinn's books were shocked when Daphne gave birth to a son instead of a daughter like in the book. Why did the writers make this change? Could this affect what happens to the Duke's character in the upcoming season? Now with a son who's set to be the next Duke of Hastings, is it possible that the Duke decided that the family life isn't for him and just ran? Thinking back to Season 1, it was the deciding factor of children that put the Duke and Daphne's relationship on pause, as both wanted different things in the future. While of course Daphne wanted children to carry on her family line, the Duke was on the other side, and he had no interest until he came to realize that his love for Daphne was more important, and slowly came around to the idea. But now with a son to raise to be the next Duke, could it all have become too much? Has the Duke once again changed his mind? Will he die? When we last left the Bridgerton family, Daphne and her husband, the Duke, were happy with their new baby safely delivered into the world. As happy endings go, what else could we really want? But in a series where anything can happen, is there still a chance that something will get in the way of their happy ending once and for all? For instance, what if the Duke dies? Even though it's been confirmed that the second season will follow Anthony Bridgerton in his quest for a wife, with his sister still very much in the mix of characters by his side, this doesn't mean that this season won't have moments where it goes very off-book. And speaking of Phoebe, she recently took to Instagram to share some new photos from the Bridgerton set, with one in particular causing quite a stir. Fans were quick to comment that in one of the photos, she's dressed in all black. Does this mean that she's mourning? With the rest of the cast now confirmed to return, aside from the Duke, does this mean that she'll be attending his funeral? Could it be possible for the Duke to die in the next season? We really hope not. A better role. It's no secret that since gracing our screens as the one and only Duke of Hastings, Rege has become a bit of a household name and is now in demand far more than he was before. With the future of his character currently unknown, is it possible that Rege decided to leave the Duke behind in order to go after something better? With all the hype and love for him that came after his role in Bridgerton, it's not surprising that this star is now in demand for many other projects. It's already been confirmed Rege has been cast in the new and upcoming film The Gray Man, alongside huge stars like Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans. He's also been confirmed to have a leading role in the fantasy film series based on Dungeons & Dragons, which is currently in development. But could it also be that he's just holding out for something bigger? Rumors have already started that this star could be appearing in the much-anticipated follow-up film to Black Panther. While not confirmed, this is definitely something that has potential to be a reality. And could we eventually see Rege being the next Bond? Was he already in the running but had to leave Bridgerton completely in order to up his chances? Right now, we have no way to be sure, but if Rege is eventually confirmed as the latest Bond, we called it. Always a Duke. With Rege now confirmed to be cast in a large variety of upcoming films, as well as being rumored for several others, surely the worry of forever being typecast as other characters like the Duke is a thing of the past. But this doesn't seem to be the case for this rising star. For many actors, they all have those roles that define their careers and characters they can never escape. Take Tom Holland. When will he ever not be seen as Spider-Man? Could Rege have faced the same worries and thought if he didn't leave now, he'd be forever cast in just the same old type of roles? With the departure of the Duke from the Bridgerton family, it's been confirmed that the creators of the show, as well as the Shondaland network, wanted him back for season 2 so badly that they even offered him a massive pay raise, meaning that he would have been the highest paid actor on set. But even this wasn't enough to convince him to stay and charm audiences for another season. We have to hand it to Rege. He must seriously care about his future career, as well as his character's story being over, to turn that down. But even though it was his decision to leave, we can only hope that he has a change of heart in the future, even if it's just for a quick cameo appearance. A one-season story. Since announcing his departure from the show, Rege has done several interviews about his reasons for leaving, and there's one which cannot be denied. He simply thinks that the Duke's story is finished. Although season 1 ends with Simon and Daphne having their happily ever after, surely it shouldn't mean that that's it for them. But this is something that Rege has apparently been thinking about for a long time. He said that producers told him it's a one-season arc. It's going to have a beginning, middle, end. Give us a year. While fans won't agree with him and will always want his story to go on, there's no denying that season 1 did give everyone the ending they wanted for the main lovers of the season. Page then went on to say that he liked this idea of only being in the show for one season. I thought, that's interesting, because then it felt like a limited series. I get to come in, I get to contribute my bit, and then the Bridgerton family rolls on. If this is what he's been planning all along, then who are we to judge him? But I think it's probably easy to say that when first taking on the role, Rege never expected the show and love for his character to blow up as much as it did. Even though Rege chose to take a step back, does this mean he's leaving everything about Bridgerton behind? Will he still be there cheering for his previous co-stars behind the scenes? Speaking in another interview, it turns out that although Rege won't be joining them, he couldn't be more thrilled for everything that's yet to come. I have nothing but excitement for Bridgerton continuing to steam train off and conquer the globe, but there's also value in completing these arcs and sticking the landing. So Rege ultimately left Bridgerton as he thought the Duke's story was done. While some of you may not believe this to be the whole reason, we can be grateful that he clearly still cares a lot about his character. And very much like series creator Shonda Rhimes says in her recent Instagram post, remember, the Duke is never gone. He's just waiting to be binge-watched all over again. Well put, Shonda. As disappointing as it is for fans to not be reunited with the Duke when the series returns to screens, that doesn't mean that they may never come back, even if it's just to say a quick hello. So what do you think will happen to Duke in season 2? What will Daphne say about it? Will he even still be alive? Do you think that Rege is wrong and there's more to his story? Let us know all your thoughts and theories in the comments down below.